want some answers now. Do you understand me?
That's enough, Chad.
Now!
You're scaring him. He's an older man.
All right. But where'd you go, man? Huh? Why'd you disappear?
Disappear?
We were at the book cafe. Remember? You went outside to make a phone call.
And then you ran out on us. Why?
I didn't run out on anybody.
Is this your hat?
You stole my hat.
You left it on top of the phone booth and you took off. Now why? What you so afraid of?
I'm afraid of you. I don't know who you are.
What kind of scam you trying to pull, man?
Don't! I will handle this. Don't you remember us from the book cafe yesterday? You said that you knew something about Chad Harris as a baby, that there would be people in Harmony that would be very interested to know that he was back.
I did?
And then you went outside to make a private phone call before you could tell Chad anything else.
That's right, and I left my hat by the phone.
The call you were making was about Chad Harris. Who did you call? What did they say?
Well, what is it, Teresa? Why are you so upset that we won't be working together?
You said it was a very important project, and you said you needed my help. I just thought you should stay and work on it. That's all.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that she's crazy about you.
Is that it, Teresa? Because of the project? Is that the only reason you're upset I'm going away?
Here's to me. I made Sheridan think she only dreamed there was a bloody corpse, and I defanged Senior Luis by telling him his father was a thief. Good work, Julian.
Still celebrating, Julian?
I have every reason to celebrate. Everything's going enormously well for me and for the family.
Oh, yes. Because you convinced Sheridan that it was all just a nightmare, that she really didn't see a corpse in the living room, and that her hands weren't all bloody.
Yes, it wasn't easy to convince her, so yes, I'd say that's one hell of a reason to celebrate.
You know, isn't it odd that you let her go on thinking all those years that her nightmares were based in reality?
I didn't let her do anything. I'd hoped she'd get over the delusion.
Yes, oh. One would think she would have after all those years. What did you say to finally convince her?
I simply told her the truth. I mean, you make it sound like I pulled a fast one on my own sister. Is that what you think?
You know, I'm just remembering I overheard you and your father talking, and you and Alistair said that you would sacrifice Sheridan for the sake of the Crane image.
Yeah, as usual, you're quoting me out of context.
Oh. What was the context, darling? It seemed pretty obvious to me that you and your father would sick the dogs on Sheridan if she got out of hand.
Being overly dramatic as usual. May I get you a glass of port?
No, thank you. But I'm afraid I have to warn you, I think your celebration is a bit premature.
You have to do better than that to bring me down today, Ivy. I'm on top of the world.
Well, I'm afraid Sheridan isn't quite as convinced as you'd like her to be.
What do you mean she's not convinced? Of course she's convinced.
No. She is still very concerned about that night. She still thinks she might have killed someone.
Come on, Sheridan. I heard you on the phone with the airport. Why are you going to New Mexico? What are you up to?
If Martin Fitzgerald is there, then everything's fine. And if he's not, then I'm a killer.
I asked you a question. Does this trip to New Mexico have anything to do with my father?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, it seems Miss Crane here is very interested in my father and his whereabouts. And I want to know why.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive.
Why would Sheridan be interested in your father?
Well, that's what I'd like to know. But isn't it an amazing coincidence that just when I discover someone working in New Mexico with my father's Social Security number, Miss Crane decides to fly to New Mexico?
It is an amazing coincidence.
Yeah, and especially since her father accused my father of embezzling funds from the Crane Industries just before Pop disappeared.
Sheridan, what's going on?
Need time to attend a personal matter? You were leaving me this note? What personal matter are you talking about? What in New Mexico could be personal to you, Sheridan? Does this concern my father? Well, it's a simple question, yes or no?
Luis, why would she want to find your father? What possible reason could she have?
There was a body under a sheet, and I was standing beside it with my hands covered in blood.
That was only a dream, Sheridan.
What if it wasn't a dream? What if that body is Martin Fitzgerald? What? What if I killed Pilar's husband, Luis's father?
That's all I'm trying to find out, Hank. What possible interest could Sheridan Crane have with my father? And what do you know about his disappearance? Did your brother Julian set this little trip up? Is this trip connected to my father? Answer me, damn it!
Yes, I'm going to New Mexico about your father!
Why? What the hell business is it of yours?
What do you mean she's not convinced? I explained the whole thing to her. She only dreams she saw a bloody corpse.
Yes, well, I'm sure your explanation was very thorough, darling, but Sheridan isn't buying it.
What the hell did you say to her? She was buying it last time I spoke to her.
I didn't have to say anything. Sheridan decided all on her own that believing you might not be the best thing.
Can't have this mess dragged up again. It's imperative that Sheridan forget all about that night.
Well, I know that's what you and your father want, but you know your sister. She's very willful. She just doesn't believe that she dreamed the whole thing.
It's ridiculous. I mean, there's not a shred of evidence anywhere that she ever saw a corpse or blood in her hands or a coffin. There's no evidence that it was anything but a child's nightmare.
I'm well aware there's no evidence, Julian. But then there never is when a Crane is involved in something messy.
What are you implying, that we somehow buried the evidence?
Please. We both know how powerful the Crane Empire is. If Alistair wanted something buried, it would be very easily accomplished.
It's beside the point. Just who the hell does she think was lying there dead?
Well, she thinks the body under the bloody sheet was Luis's father, Martin Fitzgerald.
Why would she think that Martin was the corpse?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to blame me.
I knew it. What did you say to her?
Sheridan just wanted to know exactly when Martin disappeared. I told her. What are you covering up, Julian?
Nothing.
Then there was no harm in my telling Sheridan that Martin disappeared the day before she was banished to Paris.
She wasn't banished. She was sent to the best psychiatrist in France.
Because she insisted she had killed someone. She was hysterical about it. Tell me the truth. Is it just a coincidence? Or did Sheridan kill Martin Fitzgerald?
Are you sure it's just the project you're worried about, Teresa?
Well, of course. I mean, you did tell me it was an extremely important project, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't try to make you stay and work on it.
And that's all there is to it. The importance of the project.
Yeah. What else could it be?
I don't know. No, just forget I said anything. You'd just laugh if I told you.
So are you going to stay and work on this important project?
No, we'll have to wait. There are more important things than business, Teresa. I have to go up to the cabin tonight. It concerns my whole future.
Well, isn't your future career with Crane Industries important?
Sure, but it's not like I'm going to be gone for a lengthy vacation. It's just going to be a few days. Look, Teresa, I hope I'm not putting a damper on your enthusiasm. You're terrific for being interested in my work. I just hope some guy doesn't take you away from me. I need someone like you in my life.
Me too.
Orville, do you remember who you talked to on the phone about Chad Harris?
Chad Harris. Chad Harris.
Yeah, Chad Harris. How many times are we gonna go through this, man?
Nope, never heard of him. I don't know anybody named Chad Harris.
Oh, man. First you say you remember me, that I was born here in Harmony. Now you saying you never heard of me? The hell you trying to pull, man? Come on.
Chad. You are just making this worse, okay? Orville is an older man. He might even be getting senile. It's not his fault if he can't remember.
What bothers me is the way his memory seems to just come and go.
That's the way it works, Chad. I do volunteer work at a nursing home. I see people like this all the time.
Well, what do I have to do? Because I ain't leaving until I get some answers.
Well, why don't you try being a little nicer to him? He might be a little more helpful if you weren't trying to rough him up.
Okay. Orville, I'm sorry for losing my temper, okay? It won't happen again. But I really need for you to tell me what you know about me, Chad Harris.
I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm going to talk to the girl because she's nice.
Orville, I'm sorry, but I really can't stay. I've got this paper due at school and a tennis video to watch.
It's okay, you go ahead. We'll be okay here.
No. You gotta go. I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, Orville, I'll stay a little bit longer, okay? But for Orville's sake, not you. It's all right. Just take all the time you need to remember. Hey, but do you mind going inside? Maybe we'll have some hot tea.
Hot tea?
Yeah, I'll make us some hot tea and then we'll talk, okay?
Okay, but make it strong. My brain needs a lot of caffeine.
Do you really mean that, Ethan? You need me in your life?
You're darn right I do. You keep me grounded. And you pull me back when I get distracted, and you make sure I keep my nose to the grindstone.
Is that what I do?
Yes. I mean, I've always believed in working hard, but lately I've been beginning to wonder what I'm working toward.
Well, aren't you working toward taking over Crane Industries someday?
Yes, my father keeps telling me the future of Crane Industries depends on me. I mean, I went through prep school, college, law school, hearing that mantra over and over again.
What mantra?
Work hard, study hard, you're going to be in charge someday. I never stopped to think about what I wanted. I always did just what was expected of me.
Have you always done what your family expected you to do?
I guess. But ever since I came back to Harmony, I've been thinking how...
That maybe you don't want to run Crane Industries?
Frankly, I don't know. I mean, I hear you talking about the career you want in fashion design so passionately. I just wish I felt that passionate about something. I'm sorry. I've been rambling on, wasting your time.
No, not at all. I'm interested in what you think, how you feel about things.
Well, the bottom line is, I've been preoccupied with certain family matters and let other matters slide. Matters that are far more important than work.
Like what?
Love.
Love?
It's the most important thing, Teresa.
Oh, Pilar. I thought I heard someone.
Hello, Mr. Crane.
Forgive me for being paranoid, but I'd rather not talk about Sheridan killing the housekeeper's husband when the housekeeper is standing right outside the door.
Well, if it really is a coincidence that Sheridan was sent to Paris the day after Martin disappeared, you shouldn't worry about Pilar overhearing.
Of course, it's a coincidence. Sheridan was having bizarre dreams. She was sent to the best doctors in Europe. Martin disappeared because he was caught embezzling money from the company. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other.
Well, that's not what Sheridan thinks.
Then perhaps she's in need of even more psychiatric help. I mean, why on earth would Sheridan kill Martin Fitzgerald? She was only a child.
That's what I was hoping you could tell me.
Oh, this is utterly ridiculous. Let's just hope Louise doesn't hear about Sheridan's latest crazy idea. I mean, I finally put an end to his unreasonable hatred of us by telling him what his father had done and how we helped his mother out financially when Martin disappeared.
I suppose you keep saying that to convince yourself, but may I remind you that it was I who helped Pilar out with the money and not you, and certainly not Alistair. Oh. And if you're lying to Luis about that, it makes me wonder what else you're lying about.
Nothing.
Could you be lying about Martin's embezzlement? It seemed odd to Sheridan and to me that you and your father covered it up at the time. We both know that Alistair considers it a whipping offense for an employee to steal a paperclip, so why would he agree to cover up something as serious as embezzlement?
You don't know my father as well as you think you do.
I know him well enough to know that he's probably up to something, and you definitely are up to something.
Well, stop talking nonsense. I want you to keep a close eye on Sheridan. We can't risk her stirring up Louise.
Well, that may be something you can't do anything about.
Father's not going to like this.
Luis, cool it, okay? Sheridan told you she was going to New Mexico about your father.
Yeah, but what I want to know is why. You were just a kid when he disappeared. Why this sudden interest in a man that you don't even know?
I'm going because I need to get some answers.
Answers to what?
Answers to questions that have haunted and plagued someone for years about that critical day.
The day my father disappeared.
That's right. I mean, think about what the nights must have been like for that person. Dreading falling asleep because that's when the nightmares would begin. Horrible dreams and frightening questions. Wondering who's responsible. Wondering if she had done something terrible.
What are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious?
No, it's not obvious. Who?
She's talking about your mom, right, Sheridan? I mean, who else would spend sleepless nights wondering what happened to your pop that night?
Yes, that's it. I've been talking about Pilar. Who else?
Oh, found the kettle.
Great. Let me make you some tea. You just go relax, okay?
I don't want you touching my things.
Relax, William. I ain't gonna break nothing. As sure as I ain't gonna steal nothing. Hey, what's this? Benny Goodman's concert, Carnegie Hall, 1938. Huh. Judy Garland at the Palace, Janis Joplin, the Beatles. Hey, this is some collection here, Orville.
Great, huh?
Great. It's awesome. So you really listen to all kinds of music, huh?
Yep. I've seen them all. Ella, Coltrane, Billy, Woodstock in '69.
You know, music is my whole life.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Listen, I got a lot of records stored up down in the basement. You can look at them anytime if you want.
That'll be cool.
Here you go, Orville.
Oh, thanks.
It's hot.
Thank you.
So, have you been able to remember anything?
About what?
Chad Harris. You said that you knew who he was.
It's real important, Orville.
Chad Harris.
You said you knew Chad Harris as a baby.
Oh, yeah. That baby boy. Now I remember. He was a real cute little kid. I remember them saying something about the kid.
Who's them? Who are you talking about?
Those people, they said something about the kid. Something, what was it? Oh, yeah. It was about that birthmark. That's it. Chad had a birthmark.
Well, do you have a birthmark?
Well, I got some kind of mark. I mean, I ain't too sure how long I've had it.
Well, what does it look like?
Well, this is kind of small. It's in a place that's not too easy for me to see up close.
Well, how do you know you have it?
A lot of girls have told me about it. Hey, Orville, you think you could take a look at my mark and see if it's the same one that you saw on baby Chad?
Yeah, I could look, but it's not going to do any good.
Well, why not?
Well, I can't see anything up close anymore.
Well, how do you read your newspapers?
I've got a magnifying glass around here somewhere.
Oh, could we find it?
Well, I guess we could look for it. But I haven't seen it in a few weeks, though.
Forget it. We could look in this place for a month and we'd never find it.
Well, I guess we'll never find out if your birthmark is the same one as baby Chad.
Unless...
Unless what?
You take a look and describe it to Orville.
Ethan, I can't believe you feel that way. That love is more important than anything. That's how I feel.
Good. You have your priorities straight. Come in.
Teresa, hello. I need you to make some phone calls for me. I'm planning the New Year's Eve benefit ball.
Yes, Mrs. Crane, right away. Excuse me.
I'll see you when I get back.
Yeah, I hope you won't be gone too long. I'm really anxious to help you on that special project.
I know. And thanks, Teresa.
I'm so glad you're getting away for the weekend with Gwen. I hope you're planning a proposal while you're there.
Mother, can I do something without coaching from the peanut gallery?
Yes, of course, darling. Of course you can. I'm just so glad that you realize finally that Gwen is the perfect woman for you. Perfect in every way.
Oh, Ethan, you are so right. Love is more important than anything in the world.
Teresa?
Mama?
What are you doing?
I was just going to make some phone calls for Mrs. Crane.
You were mooning over Ethan again. I heard you. When are you going to stop getting your hopes up about Ethan?
Mama, he asked me to work with him on a special project. I know the more time we spend together, the sooner he'll realize he could love me.
What is this special project?
I don't know. He canceled because he had to go to the family cabin.
Oh, good. Take it as a sign. You and Ethan are not meant to be together.
Mama, I can't imagine my life with anyone else. Ethan is the only man I have ever loved.
Teresa, you'll love again. You will. Now, why don't you go home?
I can't. I have to make those phone calls for Mrs. Crane.
All right. I'm going to see if I can leave early. I want to be home before Luis returns. I have to convince him not to have your father arrested.
Of course I was talking about Pilar, Louise. I've always wondered how I would have dealt with someone disappearing that I love dearly.
And you care enough about her to go to New Mexico and find Martin Fitzgerald.
I love Pilar. I just want to get some answers. For her.
We don't need your help.
Come on, Luis, maybe you do.
No, this doesn't concern you, Sheridan. Now, I'll get the answers that my mother needs. It's my family's business, and I'll decide whether to have him arrested.
No! You'll be making a huge mistake.
I can't do this.
What's the matter?
I'm not going to check for some mark on your... whatever.
Well, how am I going to find out if it's the same one Orville saw?
I don't know, but this is ridiculous.
Look, I agree, okay? But right now, I can't think of no other way for me to find out what I want to know. And until I do, I can't leave Harmony. And I can't get out both you and your family's life.
All right. But you better not drop your pants any lower than you have to, okay? I'm not one of your girlfriends.
Don't worry. I know that.
Lower. Lower. The birthmark was lower. Drop your pants a little more.
I don't see any mark.
Anything?
No, I told you, I don't see any kind of mark.
I told you it was lower.
I'm not looking any lower. There's nothing. Wait, there's something.
What does it look like?
It's kind of oval, tear shape.
Is it red?
Yeah, sort of strawberry colored.
That's it. That's the mark that was on baby Chad's behind.
I bet it's the first man's butt you ever got to look at.
That birthmark means that you're the Chad Harris that I knew as a baby. Well, son of a gun.
So then I was born here in Harmony, and not in LA like I always thought.
Why wouldn't your parents have told you that?
I don't know. Orville, who took me to LA when I was a baby, huh? I mean, was it my parents? Was it somebody else?
Oh, it's you. You're back.
I've been here the whole time, Orville. Don't start getting loopy on me again, man.
They're not gonna be very happy.
Who? Who's not gonna be very happy?
He's tuned out again. He forgot he's trying to help you track down your past.
Orville, look, don't leave me now, man. I need you, okay? I need your help.
Who are you?
It's me, Chad Harris. We were talking about music, remember? And, you said you knew my name, and, you told me about my birthmark.
Got a little advice for you, kid. Don't talk too much about that Chad Harris boy. It's, not something that you want to mention. It's a secret.
I made those phone calls from Mrs. Crane, and she's giving a charity ball for New Year's Eve, and it sounds so wonderful.
Yes, I am sure it'll be the event of the season.
Mama, I would give anything to be in Ethan's arms when we ring in the millennium. The way things are going lately, I'll probably be at home watching the ball drop on TV.
I hope you have a marvelous time at the cabin, darling, and I want you to put work completely out of your mind.
Work? Never heard of it. You're not going to yell at me for that one, are you, Teresa?
Of course not, Ethan. I know you have your priorities straight.
That's right. We both do, don't we, Teresa?
Well, go on. I'll walk you to your car.
Teresa, it's wonderful to have dreams when you find the right person to share them with. Your father and I, we had wonderful dreams.
Mama, you can't let Luis arrest Papa.
I can only pray that he will do the right thing.
He will. I can't believe Luis would do anything to hurt our father.
What are you talking about? I'd be making a huge mistake.
Just think about what you'd be doing to Pilar. I mean, hasn't your mother suffered enough?
Sheridan was just trying to help Louis.
Well, I don't want her help, okay? Look, just because I apologized to you for hating your family, that doesn't make us friends, right?
I never thought it did.
Good, and it doesn't give you the right to interfere in my family's business either. Just stay out of it. Don't even think about going to New Mexico.
What, am I under house arrest now or something?
Oh, look, if I could do that, believe me, I would. Just let me deal with my father in my own way. Now, if and when I track him down, I'll decide whether to arrest him. And if I make a mistake, that's my business. You got it? I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Sheridan, I know you meant well, but it's probably a bad idea to go to New Mexico. Luis is very touchy when it comes to his family.
You're probably right, Hank.
So, since you're going to be in town, when am I going to see you again? You owe me a date, remember?
I haven't forgotten, Hank.
Good. I'm going to go get some coffee, too. You want a cup?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, this is Sheridan Crane. I would like the Crane jet fueled and ready to go. I will be going to New Mexico as planned. Thank you.
Is it wrong to hold on to my dream, Ethan?
Oh, Teresa.
Mr. Crane, I was just finishing up some work for Ethan.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a face as lovely as yours.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Crane. Thank you.
I'm looking for my sister. Have you seen her?
No, sir. I haven't seen Sheridan all day.
How about Ethan?
Well, he just left for the family cabin.
Damn it, I just got faxed these papers, and I need his signature on the originals.
Well, he said he'd only be gone for a few days.
This won't wait. I have to get the papers up to the cabin somehow. I know. You can take them.
Me?
Hello?
Yes, is this the most beautiful woman on the Eastern Seaboard?
I don't know. Am I?
Absolutely. What are you still doing at home?
I'm just packing. I'll be leaving in a few minutes.
Not soon enough. I can't wait until we're together again.
Neither can I.
Now, this event is going to be very memorable. I had Cook pack every erotic food I could think of. Black olives, caviar, oysters, chocolates, and, of course, champagne.
It sounds like heaven.
And it will be. And if we have any luck at all, we might get snowed in.
Oh, this is sounding better and better. I just hope your father didn't give you too hard a time about leaving work.
I didn't speak to him, but it wouldn't matter if he had. I'm doing what I want to do.
Well, good.
It's like I told Teresa, work is not the end-all, be-all of my world.
Teresa? You discussed our romantic plans with Teresa?
You center. Who? Sheridan! Sheridan, telephone! Where'd she go now? I'm sorry, she's not here. Can I take a message? Right. That was the airport. Crane jet's fueled and ready for takeoff.
You're kidding.
Nope. Sheridan's going into Mexico.
I'd like to take off as soon as possible.
You'll have clearance as soon as you're ready. But it's a good thing you're heading south. There's a big storm coming in from the north.
Oh, but the weather is clear for me.
It's clear.
Good. Well, I should be in New Mexico within a few hours.
All right. Look at me, Orville. Now, it's me, Chad Harris. The guy you're trying to help, remember? Now, why did you warn me not to mention my name, huh? Who wants my name to be a secret?
I'm awful tired. I need a nap. There's a photograph on my bedside table.
Photograph?
Maybe that'll explain things.
I hope so.
Okay?
I need some more tea.
Okay, I'll get it for you.
Thank you. You're a dear.
Whitney. Where's Orville?
He was just right here. Did you find the photograph?
There was no photograph. He's run out on us again.
Oh, man.
What was that?
Oh, my God. Orville. Okay, it's gonna be all right.
Just take it easy, man.
We called you an ambulance.
Yeah, but it's on its way, okay?
Chad, I think he's dead.
Look, Gwen, don't get upset. I didn't discuss our plans with Teresa. I just told her I was going away.
I don't see why you had to tell her anything.
Oh, remember I told you there was something I kept thinking that I was supposed to do today? Well, it was a project I asked Teresa to work on with me.
Ethan, was Teresa angry when you canceled on her?
Look, she was upset. She's very conscientious.
Conscientious? Ethan, I keep trying to tell you she has a crush on you. She was upset because you weren't going to be with her.
Gwen, she doesn't have a crush on me. She likes her work. She was looking forward to working with me, period.
Fine, whatever. I'm just glad that we are going to be so far away that there is no chance of Teresa showing up at the cabin.
There's absolutely no reason for Teresa to show up.
You want me to go up to the family cabin?
Yes, that's right. You can take the train up and then get a taxi to the cabin, get Ethan's signature on the originals, and bring them back here ASAP.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll go get the originals for you to take.
Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Crane, do you mind if I go home early today? My family's going through a very difficult time right now.
I know, Pilar. Julian told your son that your husband embezzled money from Crane Industries.
It's not true. No one will ever convince me that Martin stole anything. He's not a thief.
I don't know if Martin stole anything or not, but I do know that you're the one being hurt by this, and I will help you any way I can, Pilar.
Thank you. I'm just so afraid that Luis will find his father and arrest him. Martin's been gone so many years.
Do you really think that Luis can find your husband?
Well, he's gonna try. And as much as I want my husband back, I'm afraid his discovery will cause great pain to my family. And to yours.
I'm afraid of the same thing, Pilar.
I would only hope that this could be resolved without either family being caused too much pain. But there can only be one truth to what happened all those years ago.
And you're not so sure that my husband is telling the truth.
I'm not accusing Mr. Crane. But I know Martin. And as I said before, he's not a thief.
You're right, of course, Pilar. There can only be one truth. I just wish for the sake of both our families that the past could stay in the past, but I'm afraid it may be too late for that.
Well, I'm anxious to take off.
I'll follow your flight plan, Miss Crane. But what's so urgent in New Mexico?
I'm going to get some answers. For myself and for someone very dear to me.
Well, have a good flight.
Thank you. Tower, this is Learjet Tango 469 of Foxtrot, requesting clearance for takeoff.
What the hell do you think you're doing?